Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be getting into Terrasteel and also getting our portal, as you can see behind me, to Alfheim. Hopefully you guys are ready. Alright guys, so I want to go over a quick bit. I've done quite a bit in between episodes. I just mainly planted farms and things like that on the outside. Cleared out an area up there that we're going to work with today, and hopefully by the end of today's episode, we can get into some Terrasteel. That would be the ultimate goal, and even opening up a portal to Alfheim. That would be even better, and I think we might get to do that. So, let's go ahead and get on with the first bit of automation that I wanted to just kind of show that you can do. So this thing, the stone generator, very awesome, because we can generate all of these ores. And it's going to require a bit of mana, but we don't have to do it manually, which is the painful part. So, lapis for some reason has a weird texture. I don't know. It should be lapis ore. But what you need to do is you need a mana pool. And I placed this one up here because it wasn't reaching. So you take the orchid, you place it down right here. And then I'm placing this, the bergamot right here. This thing is just a functional flower. It's just a mute. And it has this radius that it mutes blocks in. So it's going to mute this the noise this flower makes, which is horrible, as you heard from the first episodes. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead at first, let's take some stone so we can fix this, because it does break every now and then, but it doesn't break while it's doing actual stone work. As you can see, it worked there, and then the ore gets dropped. Now what I need to do is fill this up, because this will probably be the first mana pool that will actually disperse itself. So you want to get some mana in there, and you got to watch out because I have a flower over there, Hopperhawk, that'll actually consume this ring on me, and it's done it a couple times since I filled this pool up. But yeah, you're gonna want this pool to be filled, and it's gonna do a pretty good job and last quite a while. I'm also going to, this one's pretty full, this mana pool is, so I think this pool will last a little while. Yeah, it's this one that takes, this one will dissipate pretty quickly, even though we have a lens going straight here back into this pool. But as you can see, it's generating ore. It is. It's really doing it. We're going to see it pop in here. There we go. We had redstone. There's some more redstone. A bunch of coal. But, I mean, the main thing is gathering all that iron. And this thing does a really good job. So, I think what it'll do is, actually, it's causing a block update right here. So, I think it's preventing this from actually messing up like it normally does in 1.12. Your stone generators and cobblestone generators can actually break, and it's due to some kind of tick bug that is a part of 1.12. But I think with this doing a block update before it drops the ore, it changing it is actually fixing that issue. So if that's the case, that works out perfectly. So let's go ahead and get on with the main part. I just wanted to show that because I thought that was a pretty easy way to automate this thing, and pretty awesome at that, since it just drops it all down here. And, you know, like redstone stuff, we can vein mine that. That's not an issue at all. And it doesn't actually generate lapis, it's generating lapis ore. This was from when I broke stuff earlier. So technically this is all the stuff that you'd be generating. Pretty cool stuff. And it's even better because we can use fortune stuff on it later on, which is what I plan on doing. So let's go ahead and start working on getting Terrasteel and our Alfheim portal up and running. Alright, so we're going to be popping in and trying to make our first bit of Terrasteel. So Terrasteel is a complex magical alloy infused with great amount of mana. Conjuring it provides or proves to be no small task. For starters, to create it will require a Terrasteel agglomeration plate set on top of a checkerboard pattern of lapis lazuli blocks and living rock. Mana needs to be provided to this block, with sparks being the most efficient method. Definitely, if you're using this plate, I cannot stress it more to use sparks. If you are trying to use this thing with mana spreaders, believe me, you're going to be sitting there forever waiting for these things to craft. It is just not practical to do this with anything else. So we're going to need all these different runes. We're going to need a rune of mana, which I have not made a rune of mana yet. So this is going to be something to look into. So it's just a mana pearl surrounded by a bunch of mana steel, and I think it's 5. Yeah, 5 mana steel, 1 pearl. Should be pretty easy to make. By the way, I wanted to show you guys real quick what this sounds like without this flower. Even when I'm over here. Yeah, let's put the flower back. It's a must. It's a must-have. It's a must. You have to have that flower on that thing. It is so bad. So we'll throw that in, get our mana pearl, and we'll throw all of this over here. There we go. Let's get our living rock real quick. I believe you can use sparks on this. I don't remember. I don't remember if we need that or not. So go ahead and throw the rock in there. Alright, let's work on other stuff. So, the Terrasteel agglomeration plate is going to need water, earth, fire, and air. Water, earth, fire, and air. All of these runes are going to be required. We're also going to need 9 iron, because we're going to convert that to mana steel. There we go, and turn that into a block. Technically, we could have made it in block form. It doesn't really matter. There we go, and then this is ready. There is our mana rune. We can add that to the list. And then we're also going to need lapis blocks, which we should totally have enough of. But this is just to actually craft the item itself. We are going to need some lapis blocks here in a little bit. We'll make those as we go. Alright, so I think we can actually craft the agglomeration plate. Right, there we go. There's our Terrasteel agglomeration plate, guys. Very cool. We need to figure out somewhere to put this thing. And I was thinking about doing Terrasteel up here. We can actually set our plate right here and kind of get a feel for it. Let's go on our book, though. Go back. Under Terrasteel. It's going to tell us our platform. We can actually visualize this thing. And if we want to set it in the middle of the room, we can do it like that. It's visualized. And you can see it's going to take 4 blocks of, 4 blocks of, what is that, stone? Living stone. It's going to take 4 blocks, or 5 blocks of living stone, 4 blocks of lapis. So let's go ahead and set that up. We need 4 blocks of lapis, 5 living rock. Let's grab our living rock. There's 5 of that. And 4 blocks of lapis. Very easy to obtain this. You should have it by this point. The quest book is going to give us some stuff for this as we do it, so that should be another thing as well. Alright, so setting this thing up. It messes a lot of people up because they don't realize there's actually a living rock right there in the center. And sometimes people think, I've done it before, think it's actually lapis supposed to be there, but it's not. And structure complete. And you'll get a little notification there whenever the structure is done and you're ready to go. So, what do we need to do now? Well, we're going to have to get mana here. And a good way to get mana here would be honestly just to get a mana pool set up temporarily. And just use our ring right here, our band of mana, to grab some of the mana from these pools, because these pools are what we're going to use temporarily, and then we'll move on to those pools. Oh, as you can see, we do get this little fella spawned in here. Look at that. This is technically a jungle biome, so it makes sense for him to spawn. But look at that little fella. We could technically, if we had some fish, we could tame it. We don't really have any fish. Alright, let's see. How full is this thing? Should be almost done. Okay, so that thing's full. Let's head back up. We'll dump this. This should be a half a mana pool, I do believe. Half a mana pool. Because we're going to need... I think to make 1 Terrasteel, it requires a half a mana pool. This may be a quarter mana pool. I don't remember how much these rings slash mana tablets hold. It's a half a mana pool. Yeah, definitely. A half a mana pool will work. It will actually use a half a mana pool to create 1 Terrasteel. So you're going to need at least that much to be able to do anything. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and gather the rest of this. And while it's doing that, I think it's fine while it's sitting over there. We should be able to make a spark. let's grab some blaze powder. We can grab a couple extra rods because we're going to need a few sparks. We have some blaze powder in here as well. 4 will be fine for now. And we're going to need some gold nuggets. I think 4 of those. And sparks are what we're going to use to transfer the mana. And any petal of any type, doesn't really matter. There we go. Let me go ahead and grab that out. It's almost done. Is this set to? Yes. So there we go. There's a full mana tablet. That will completely fill up that other mana pool. And will work out just fine. Let's go ahead and craft these sparks up. And we're going to make 2 sparks, because you're going to need 2 sparks. And there we go. As you can see, we just got some advancements. Because these are going to be necessary. So what we're going to do, take your spark, place the spark here, and then you're going to place the spark above your agglomeration plate. And if you right-click these, they should be linked. I think it's right-click with the wand. Yes, right-click them with the wand. And you'll see that they are connected. Pretty cool little things. But what it's going to do, it's going to pull mana from this mana tab, or mana pool. Let's go ahead and throw some more mana in here. While we get this done, we can actually take a look at our quests. And it's saying here, our Terrasteel, or agglomeration plate. We can now choose one of these things. We could have technically got a spark. I'm going to grab 2 more sparks because I don't have to make them later on. And then it wants us to move on to Terrasteel. And it wants us to make 2 Terrasteel. And we get a choice reward. We get a blade, or we get one of the armor pieces. Ooh. I don't know if we want any of the armor pieces yet. The Terror Blade is not a bad choice. The Terror Blade is actually a pretty cool item. Don't know how useful it is in this map. But yeah, there we go. So we have a full mana pool now. So let's go ahead and look at this. So it's going to require a mana pearl, a mana diamond, and a piece of mana steel. So let's go ahead and make those few things. This is where having some diamonds is going to really come in handy. So we're going to make 2 of them for each. We're going to need mana steel and mana pearl. All of which we will convert over here. There we go. And we'll go back up and we'll throw these things down on the ground. We should be able to make 2 Terrasteel within this process. So, what we have to do, split these up, and we'll throw it on the plate, and step back, and voila, it will happen. And you'll see it unfold. Pretty cool. Pretty cool process. And yeah, I love this. I love this stuff. The animations on this is really good. Gotta nab those screenshots though. Yeah, this is a really nifty looking animation. And as you can see, it turns into a piece of Terrasteel. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead and grab that. And voila, we have our first piece. Now, we should have enough mana left over that we can make 1 more. And that's what we're going to do. Go ahead and make another one. This one is going to actually be used to open our gate, the portal to Alfheim. And I think it might be listed in our portal section, maybe? Mana manipulation. Is it in its own tab, I do believe? It might be in its own tab. This one right here, portal to Alfheim. Okay. It's telling us everything we're going to need. Mana pylons, those are going to be some new things we're going to work on. And voila, we're done. So it's saying it's incomplete. Then we got to go back and then back in. There we go. And then we can go ahead and claim one of these rewards. I don't know what's harder to get. Let me take a look here. The chest pieces require more Terrasteel than anything. And the helmets all require 3 apiece. This only requires 2. Tough decisions. I think I'm going to go with one of the chest pieces, because those are more painful to actually make. And I may just go with the Terrasteel chest piece. Yep, we'll just do that. Because the chest piece is a lot more painful. Okay. So yeah, we'll just put that in the chest for whenever we go to actually make the full set, because right now this is honestly the best armor for us. We're not really fighting anything, so it is technically the best armor. So, we're moving on to the Portal of Alfheim. Really cool. So, the Portal of Alfheim is going to require a couple mana pools. It's going to require like 1/8 of a mana pool to, or I guess 1/4 of a mana pool to start up, because both pylons are going to, or both the mana pools are going to reduce in 1/8 of a mana pool. Just to start it up. So you can see we need living wood, we need glimmering living wood, and we need an Elven gateway core, and 2 Natura pylons. Alright, so I think it would be at Botania. The Elven gateway core is going to require the Terrasteel nuggets and living wood. So let's go ahead and craft a few things. You only need 1 gateway core. I promise, that's all you're going to need. So we're going to break down this into nuggets. Grab us some living wood. We have more living wood than that, believe me. And let's go ahead and craft this up. And that will get us our gateway core. Okay. So now we need our glimmering living wood. 3 of those, which is just going to be living wood and some glowstone. Pretty cool looking stuff. And then we're also going to need the Natura pylons. I think it's pylons, right? PY. Alright, so the Natura pylons require a mana pylon, which is going to require a diamond and a little bit of gold. We'll go ahead and grab some of this. And we can craft a couple of these pylons, which you're going to need 2 of them. By the way, these pylons have some other uses as well that are really cool. And we're going to need an Eye of Ender, 2 of those. And I think we have some blaze powder in here. There we go. Pretty easy to set up there. There's 1 Natura pylon, and we have just enough for another one. So technically you can make the portal with 1 Terrasteel ingot. Just 1. And then we're also going to need 2 mana pools. Let's go ahead and grab those. Awesome. So this is completed. We'll get some experience. How cool. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this up. We'll go put that upstairs as well. And then we're also going to need our band of mana to be filled with some mana. And I think that's going to be done with this pool. There we go. We'll let that work as we set this stuff up. Alright. So, one of these doorways is going to be closed off, and is going to be this one right here. So, let's go ahead and get this thing set up. You can actually set it to visualize mode. If we go here, we can visualize it, and we can technically place it right here. I don't think I want to do it right here. Well, actually, that would be fine. Right here's fine. What we can do is we can break this away. We'll break all of these down. Because I don't want anybody walking. I don't want myself walking over here. Nothing like that. Everything should be perfectly fine. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and set our glimmering here and here. Our core will go right there. The rest is just plain old living wood. Like that. And in the middle, of course, is the last piece of glimmering. And there we go. Structure completed. Awesome. Technically, we can close this up. It doesn't have to be open. We can close this all back up if we want to. No big deal. And I can remove this, and I think I might actually put some stone there, because it does kind of look weird. So let's go ahead and grab this piece. And this band of mana is going to be plenty of mana to get this started. Alright, so I'm going to place 2 mana pools. They don't have to be in any specific place. I'm just going to place one here and one here for now. We're going to put our Natura Pylons on them. I'm going to do that after we give it some mana. So let me go ahead and give it some mana. Let me focus on how much it's actually gaining, because that is a major part of this. Because I'm pretty sure it uses 1/8 of a mana pool to open up. Okay, so that should be more than enough. And then the rest of this will go over here. And then I can go ahead and put the Natura Pylons on. There we go. So you just put the Natura Pylons on top of that, and things should look pretty good once you're done. Alright, that should be filled. There we go. And a Natura Pylon. And then the only thing left to do is to click with your wand on here to open the portal. And there we go. And yes, it consumed about 1/8 of a mana pool. Or so. That's what I thought it was. And as you can see, it fills the core. I'm going to actually break this. I'm just going to use regular living wood there. Just to sort of make it look normal-ish. About as normal as it can be. Yeah, and I might actually change the whole way this section looks here. Right? Did I do it on that side? Yes. There we go. Probably chop this whole section down right here. No need for all that when we have living wood to kind of tidy it up. Awesome. So, this is our portal. Now we can actually throw stuff in here. And it's wanting us to do Elven trade. We can do pixie dust, diamonds, iron, which is going to be very nice. And each of these things are their own individual item. But the first thing you want to throw in is the Lexica Botania. And you get the special Lexica Botania that's upgraded to Elven grade, which is going to now unlock all of the new crafting recipes. As you can see here, highlighted in green, these are now recipes that unlocked after throwing it in there. So if we go to functional flower, you can see now we have flowers that just opened up that we couldn't see before. Pretty cool. New options, we have Elvitrade mana lenses, we have Elven mana spreaders, all kinds of cool things that we can now do. We can even throw, I believe, living wood in here, and you'll get what's called dream wood. Now, keep in mind, whenever you do throw stuff in here, it does use mana to craft them. So if I throw 8 dream wood in here, it will use some mana from one of the mana pools. And it does that. If you keep these filled up, though, if you keep this on, it will not use any mana at all. Only whenever you craft things will it use mana. So keep that in mind. That's pretty cool. So, I think next episode we're going to get into some new armor. That will be pretty awesome. And not Terrasteel armor, but some other really nice armor. And we may get into also Botania's enchantment system, which is going to be pretty cool to look into. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.